Hi everyone, it's Kamel. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video is going to be a sewing video. I'm going to be adjusting and doing this skirt, basically modifying this skirt that I have to make it fit my needs and fit the way I want it to fit and look the way I want it to look. So let me show you guys the skirt. Alright guys, so here's the skirt. It's basically a blue and white striped skirt. It's a wrap skirt, meaning it wraps around a few times, like so. So basically what I'm going to be doing to this skirt is I am going to be adjusting it because it's a bit too big, I feel like. So I'm going to take it in a little bit and make it a bit fitted. And then also for this part, I want my leg to show. The skirt, I basically envisioned it to be a prop in like a photo. So I'm going to like make my leg show a little bit, just like this. So basically this part, this inside part, goes around like that. So I'm going to be cutting this part and making it over a little bit more and go like that. So my leg can peep out like so. I mean, kind of like that. Something like that. Like this. And then the ruffles will still like cover most. I don't know. I just want my leg to like step out and step on through. So yeah, so that's how I'm going to be adjusting the skirt. And then also for this white part of the skirt, I'm going to be rolling this up and sewing it up a bit more. So it could be like this. Yeah, that's how I want the skirt to be, instead of it being like that. So yeah, so that's how I'm going to adjust the skirt. I have to get my pins and pin everything of how I want it to be pinned. But this is how the skirt fits. It has ruffles around and stuff, and this is the back. It's long. The side. But yeah, so that's how I want the skirt to be, and that's how I'm going to try to make it like that and adjust it like that or whatever. Okay, so I took the skirt off and I have it laid on my bed. So basically, here's the skirt laid out, right? So I'm going to open this flap and I'm going to cut this flap open a little bit. So I'm going to cut it along here. And basically my goal is just to get like this part loose and like open. So I'm gonna figure that out and see how it is. Alright, so I cut the skirt. I cut this part of the skirt, as you guys saw. So I had a plan for the skirt and how I was going to cut it and how I was going to adjust it and modify it and words along those lines. And now I don't know how I'm going to do that because I have to get the ruffles up here somehow, but then I don't want extra fabric there. I kind of want it to be like that, like this side. But I still want the ruffles there. Have to try to get rid of that extra fabric there, and I still want to step on through. So I'm thinking about cutting off this panel of the skirt because there's a seam here. There's a seam here and it's ripped, has a hole. I would have to fix that, but there's a seam here on the skirt right there. This line, the seam, like, anyway, so I have to cut through there, through the seam, and make another little triangle piece like how this is, and it's like curved a little bit, and I have to try to do that somehow. So I have to figure that out, but I'll let you guys know when I figure it out and when I do have a plan that actually works. Alright guys, so I finally adjusted the skirt to how I wanted it to be. So here's how I wanted it to be. I didn't sew it yet, I just pinned it in various areas. But this is how I wanted the skirt to be, and I finally got it to be this way. I cut some fabric off, and then I saved the ruffles from the fabric that I cut off. Here's the fabric that I cut off, and cut off quite a bit, and I won't really be needing this unless I create like a hair tie or something out of it, like one of those bow ones that you tie around your ponytail or something. But here's how I wanted the skirt to be. As you can see, I can step on out now. As you can see, I can step on out. And yeah, so I got the ruffles to how I wanted it to be. I just pinned it, like I said. All I have to do is sew it. And yeah, and then I'm also going to take it in on the side a little bit, because it is big, and I do have a pin there. And yeah, so this is how I wanted the skirt to be, so you guys can get a visual. And then this part I am gonna sew it up a little bit like that, just so it stays right there and doesn't show too much, you know. So this is the skirt, and now I just have to sew it. And as you can see, it still looks like the original skirt. I just opened it a bit more. So yeah, now let's get out the sewing machine. Alright guys, so here's the skirt. Here's how the skirt turned out. As you can see, it pretty much looks the same. I just opened the slit part of it more to show my legs so I can step on through. Here it is. It still looks like the same skirt. I put on a tank top. Here's my hair. Hello. So, yep. As you can see, I also took it in on the side. Barely notice. And taking it in, I did pretty good because I kept the pattern still. Like, I didn't even notice that until I was done, but I kept the pattern of me taking it in of the blue, white, blue, white, blue, white. But there's that. Here's it. I wear like some heels or something. I don't wear heels, but it's just a prop for the photo. But here's that. And you can see the skirts. Oh my goodness. I did a pretty good job, honestly. Like, honestly, at first I was like doubting myself because I cut most of the skirt off, and I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know how this is gonna work. At first I thought about just taking the whole skirt apart and like restarting, but then I was like, no, I can't do that. But in the end, I delivered and I did a pretty good job. So there's the skirt. Yay! Well, that is the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week.